join in, and we have one more speaker today.
Okay.
Um, you must be knowing him, Milan sir, Milan Vaishnav.
Yeah, Milan, sir, of course.
Yeah. So just letting him also get in, and Harsh also to join. Because in the meantime, while the other speakers also join, why don't we start with a quick overview of the markets? Last week we saw a correction come in for the first time in 5 weeks. The Nifty gave a negative close. So just your thoughts initially.
Yes, yes, last week was quite volatile, and we have seen profit booking after almost two expiries. I mean, such a deep profit booking. So, technically, on a weekly chart, we have formed a bearish candlestick pattern, dark cloud cover, but yet confirmation is not received until we trade below that candle. So, if we trade below 17,400 for the next week, then there are chances of a reversal. But again, if we go with the Elliott wave theory, I feel Nifty is, with the stop loss of 17,200, we are heading towards 18,180. So there is, this week's closing is a little bit confusing because weekly charts are suggesting a sign of reversal, but yet not confirmed, while overall charts remain bullish. So next week is going to be crucial, especially Monday opening. As per yesterday's closing of SGX Nifty and global markets, I feel we are opening gap up on Monday. And looking at the daily charts of Nifty and Bank Nifty, we have seen a doji formation on Friday, which means that if we open slightly even gap up on Monday, we might again see a rally. So weekly chart has given some bearish confirmation. Daily chart is still intact. So next week remains crucial for short-term traders.
All right, and Milan sir has also joined. I'll just quickly get him also set up so that even he can share his views. But Kush, you were there last week as well, and if you remember, we had discussed about Bank Nifty looking very strong, but then for some reason we've seen such a sharp pullback after hitting a new all-time high. So what's going on in Bank Nifty, and also I want to ask you about PSU banks because private banks are looking weak, but all the PSU banks they are doing very well.
Yes, of course. One of the reason why I'm still bullish on Nifty is Bank Nifty charts are still looking strong on weekly basis. Of course, on daily basis, we have seen quite a big correction last week. But if you look at PSU banks, we have seen some good buying also. Yesterday, we got news of Air India being Air India's disinvestment plan getting confirmation from Tata. So that news and other positive news for PSU banks are giving momentum in PSU banks. But we saw profit booking in private sector banks, and that was mainly because of rebalancing of Nifty Bank Index, where we saw weightage of SBI getting heavier, while private sector banks like ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank got lighter one. So maybe I think the last week movement on Nifty Bank was a little bit consolidation, not profit booking. Of course, if you look at absolute change, you may see there was a profit booking. But technical terms, weekly charts are still strong for Nifty Bank. I feel 36,200 is a good support, and we may achieve 42,000 in October expiry. That's just my view. But next week we may see 38,000 again.
All right, and there seems to be some issue with Harsh and Milan's Twitter Spaces. So I think I'll continue with you, Kush. Um, Anything else that is interesting beyond the main indices? Because uh, although we saw the Nifty and Sensex snap their 5 week gaining streak, mid caps and small caps are still doing very well. So any thoughts on the broader market side, and do you see this outperformance of mid caps and small caps versus the Nifty continue? Any ratio charts or any data that supports that?
Yes, surely I feel two things. Two themes I think are going to outperform. One is PSU theme, not just the banking. If you look at other PSU stocks like Coal India, ONGC, even Power Grid, for example, NHPC, who are being laggards since last a decade, since I've joined the markets, I feel they have never performed. Nifty has, when I joined the markets in 2011, Nifty was at almost at 4,000. The ONGC was at 200, NHPC was in triple digits. So I feel the momentum in such PSU basket overall is going to play strong, because one disinvestment plan getting successful response. Investors are betting on a strong PSU stock. So I feel still there is a fees left in IOC, for example. I feel 180 could be the target in next 1 month. Second is Power Grid. For of course, EV revolution is also going to benefit them and give them an upgrade by brokerage houses. So with the stop loss of 180, I recommend to even buy Power Grid. So one theme is PSU, another theme I feel mid cap. Yes, strong mid caps like those who have a duopoly business such as CDSL, you can say CAMS. They saw quite some buying, even IRCTC. So I feel mid cap, strong mid cap businesses are getting attractions, and even the multiplexes reopening in Maharashtra gave some theme to PVR also. Mid cap stocks and PSU stocks are going to outperform in coming weeks, because we may see some consolidation in banking stocks, but these two sectors or themes I think can play outperformance in next week.
Awesome. And uh, Milan sir, I hope you are able to hear us. If you can just okay, I think he has dropped out. Harsh, I'll just ask the question to you instead. Actually, last week you were the only one of the three guests who cautioned all the listeners that hey, we might see some correction in Nifty because of the structure or because of the method that you use when it comes to Elliott wave. What are your predictions for the next week?
So for next week's actually, I'm a little bit dicey because we are holding the support of 17,450. So now I don't have any like bias. So for example, if we hold the support, there are chances we go back again higher towards 18,000. But if we fail, then definitely we'll have to accept that maybe the short term trend has changed. So again, I would be bullish stock specific. If market goes up above say 17,600, then definitely we can expect 18,000 again. And then I will be stock specific bullish on say chemical sector. I have fine organics. I think I'm a pure breakout trader, so I find stocks which are giving breakouts.
Okay. Um, Milan sir, can you hear us? Milan sir, I think you are on mute. You'll have to unmute yourself. All right, never mind. Harsh, there's one more thing that I wanted to discuss with you. And again, coming back from our last week's discussion, where you had already said that Nifty looks weak, but then individually these are the sectors. I want to quickly get your thoughts on auto stocks because we saw the September auto sales numbers come in. Uh, Nothing really stand out over there. The tractor companies they have reported good numbers. So Escorts is one name. which look better than expected results. Obviously down year on year, but then the volumes were better than the street was expecting. Obviously, there's this overhang when it comes to semiconductor shortage. Do you see value in some of these beaten down auto names, or will you still continue to stay away from them and look at opportunities elsewhere?
So other auto stocks, like I don't see good opportunity in Maruti, or you should stay away. But Escorts you specially asked. So I think Escort has broken above a range, and I think it's a good opportunity until we stay above 1430 or the low we made on Friday yesterday. Then I think in Escort we can see some new highs to 1600 plus. So especially Escort, I feel it's a good opportunity still with this stop loss of 1430. The Friday is low basically.
Kush, your thoughts on auto stocks? I know
Yes,
there were a couple of stocks you were bullish on, particularly Tata Motors, but apart from that,
yes, again. So I was going to about to say that I'm still bullish on Tata Motors, and Tata Motors has given a strong movement last week. Even markets were volatile, but it is sustained about 330. I was just I was looking at the charts of Tata Motors on monthly basis. On Elliott wave theory, monthly, if we in next week, if we sustain about 336, yeah, then we may see 600 plus level in coming months. So overall, I'm bullish on Tata Motors. Even this expiry, if you look at the option data, we have quite some writing on 300 puts. So I feel 380 is a good target for October series. So I will be, staying long still on Tata Motors. I would be avoiding other auto stocks which are quite volatile. Still, I continue to be bullish on Tata Motors.
all right, and this one's for both of you, Kush and Harsh. IT stocks overall have seen quite a bit of sell off from the top. In fact, I think last week it was the Nifty IT index itself corrected some 6%, which is worst single week fall since January. So, any idea what's going on there? I mean, we've seen that as a trend where IT stocks typically ahead of earnings they run up and then cool off before seeing any move after the results come out on the positive side or on the negative side for that matter. How would you see some of these IT names and any of them which are at crucial support levels that you would want to watch out for in terms of buying on dips or wait if there's like a major breakdown?
So I feel frontline IT stocks are gonna give a good profit booking because IT index has shown some bearish patterns on the daily charts. But I am still bullish on the new age IT stocks like Naukri, which is group company which has holding in Zomato, for example, Policy Bazaar and Jeevan Sati, which are coming for IPOs. So I'm bullish on Naukri. We have seen a strong profit booking first four trading sessions of last week in the stock, but then yesterday it sustained a 6400 level. So I would recommend to buy Naukri with the stop loss of 60 to 80. Target would be 6800 in coming week, and even I would prefer buying Zomato as a positional investment call for targets of 160.
Harsh, your thoughts?
So I think IT stocks I would prefer to stay away because I'm pure a trend trader, and currently short term trend is down. So and there are a couple of breakdowns, trend channel breakdown, and so I don't think I would go with the IT stocks to go long.
Do either of you track cryptos? Because I don't know, for some reason yesterday there was a big move in all of the cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin is back above 47,000. So any views on Bitcoin or Ethereum, either of you guys?
Oh, I used to track cryptos, but unfortunately, there is so much of volatility. So rather, trading such volatility, it's better to stock our Indian trades. So I have stopped, looking on daily basis to such crypto charts.
All right. And Harsh, what about you?
Same. I mean, because there is a lot of volatility, so I prefer mostly investing in cryptos, not trading them. And currently, from a trading point of view, I don't see any patterns or setup. So I would just stay away from cryptos currently.
Okay. And anything that stands out for either of you in the global markets? Because clearly, most of the weakness that we're seeing in India is because of what's happening in the global landscape with the energy shortage, semiconductor shortage, and now because there are fears that inflation risks might overshoot and the whole interest rate hike cycle might get preponed. uh, Globally, any thoughts that you have, either one of you?
So I closely track charts of Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and DAX, for example, and all the European indices and US indices are near 200 average. And yesterday they have given a strong bounce back from the 200 average. For example, even Dow Jones, we opened around 33,600, which was slightly below 200, but we are closed strongly above the 200 average. So technically, yesterday's close are pretty much convincing that global markets would be again in a bullish momentum. And profit booking, if I'm not wrong, in US was basically because of the infrastructure spending or Joe Biden's. There was some issue between the two parties and even government spending bill, but they've passed that on Thursday late night. So I think again we will see a bounce back clearly. If they sustains or not, but yes, I feel at least 400 to 600 points rally is pending on the Dow Jones indices. So that would support next week's rally for Indian market also.
And Harsh, what about you?
Yeah, same here. Dow is holding the 200-day moving average. I think S&P is also holding the trend line and moving averages. So there could be some rally, but yes, we need to see momentum because the one thing which is disturbing me is dollar index because dollar index has broken out of 1 year base and it is giving a very good base breakout. So dollar is going to go up. So with dollar going up, I'm very much confused whether equity can continue to go higher. Yes, but in short term, I guess some bounces from 200-day moving average are very much likely. So for particular this week, I guess there could be a bounce, short term bounce, and in our market also maybe we can go higher.
All right, and because you guys were earlier alluding to how volatile cryptos are, I just wanted uh, one perspective on Z Entertainment. If not as volatile as Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, lots of action over there. Now, yesterday they held a board meeting, and the board has rejected Invesco's request for an EGM. The stock was down around 3% yesterday, but overall, there's been such a large move from the lows. Any thoughts on the charts? If say someone has bought in at lower levels, what should they do?
So I will Z. I would stay. I would not go along with Z right now because the pattern is weak. Yes, it is above the moving averages, but I need at least bullish momentum to go bullish on the stock. Currently, that is missing. If we go above say 310, then probably the more bullish momentum will come back, and then I would prefer to buy it. Not right now, but I think TV18 is good. TV18 is giving breakout above 40, and I think there is a bullish momentum we can get in TV18.
And Kush?
Yes, so technically, I feel Z Entertainment is a quite volatile stock, but yes, if you are a high beta player, I feel 280 is a good support for short term. So with the 280 SL, trader can buy go long for targets of 340 for short term. And I feel as a long term investor, it's a good opportunity to buy Z Entertainment. I feel there will be a turnaround in the business model in coming months. So yes, as an investor, it's a good price entry, but for trader, 280 can be a strict stop loss and 340 can be short term target.
All right, and before we wrap up, guys, one stock idea from each one of you. for the week, one pick of the week that you have on your radar. It could be a buy or it could be a sell call. Either way.
So one pick, which is a new addition to F&O segment, Astral Polytechnic. I think Astral is at a good level, and we have seen a ascending triangle pattern breakout at 2160. So I feel that could give a good rally up to 2380, and stop loss could be 2060. So Astral Limited is my pick for the next week.
And Harsh.
I think Root Mobile is looking good. It is breaking out. Actually, I was going to do talk about Astral also, but since he has already given, so I would say Root Mobile. I think above 2050 it is breaking out, so we can see some move to 2300.
All right. So in in essence, two buy calls on Astral and another buy call coming in on Root Mobile.
True.
All right. Thank you so much, Kush and Harsh, for joining us today, and thank you all of the listeners. I hope you guys have a great weekend and stay safe. Take care. See you next week.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, guys.